30 seconds. How can you give an advice in 30 seconds?
Perfect. Okay. You're down and dirty then. Anastasia, she likes to keep them moving.
Just so he can get to a lot of people. I don't want him to miss you guys.
Okay, so check this out.
Your Friday.
My question is, how important is attraction to finding the person for you? It's absolutely very important. I would say that, I talked about the non-negotiables in the last video, but it's just assume, she's coming back, don't worry, that I'm assuming that you have attraction towards that person. You're not looking for a best friend. You're looking for a lover, right? You're looking to share the most intimate parts of your soul, of your body, of your emotions with this human being. So you need to have an attraction. Now, I will preface that by saying, if you've been dating a certain kind of person who's not healthy for you, you might be attracted. Your attraction factors might be off. You are somewhat like, let's say if you have some daddy issues that are going on or some mommy issues, you're attracted to a person that reflects that dysfunction you see from your history. And so your attraction needs to be switched up. And I've worked with women before who are attracted to bad boys. It's because they've experienced in their past some kind of negative model of a man and somehow have this it's understandable, attraction towards guys who might treat them not like the queen that they are. And so we need to work on that. And because they're going to find like a real good guy boring and not attractive. And so let's flip the script on that. And sometimes you just need some patience. And I'll say, give the guy a couple more dates. I know he seems boring. He doesn't seem overtly sexy to you right now. And in my experience in date coaching, that if they give it some time and just be comfortable and open to a person who's really treating you well, showing up, being a good guy, that after about 5 dates, they're like, wow, he's a sexy dude. Didn't think that at first. Because they're changing and what they want and what they find sexy. Men are a different story. Men are we're just a bunch of animals and we like bells and whistles and things that are cute. So we have to learn that it's something beyond just the first thing of sexual attraction.
30 seconds.
All right, sorry. Okay, so keep me going. All right, Jackie O, what do you think about moving in with your partner before marriage? You want to go first on that one?
I think you have more experience than I do. So
you are a woman of great wisdom. And I think people would be very let down. Right? If she doesn't talk.
I will speak, but I think this question will be more for you because you have the experience.
Okay, so there's a reason why the church, and this is not a big, you don't have to be a Christian to follow this advice, that the reason why the church says no moving in before marriage is because there's good science that backs this up. A marriage therapist would say that statistically we see a lot of breakups in marriage when they move in beforehand. Why? Because you move in, you get to know each other. We're good roommates. We're lovers. We're living together. We're doing well. We're making it work. And then we get married, and then you go in, and then you come back, and you're like there's no excitement. There's no new excitement that comes into your life because you've already been doing it for 3 years. You've already been living together. Marriage should just be a shock that should rattle you and be like, oh gosh, this game has changed. I need to give up a part of my own freedom. I need to give up a part of myself, my own space, my closet space, garage space, my own personal little man cave. Because why? Because marriage it's a disruptive thing in some ways that it changes your life. You become more selfless. So that needs to be big. And so moving in on marriage day or around the marriage time celebrates that and allows the couple to really wake up and be willing to, so the struggles come in, they're like, this is part of the marriage game, man. Mm-hmm. You lose part of yourself. That premarital counseling really helped me. So that's why we don't believe in playing house. And you when you move in, that's when you do it.
It's so exciting when you move in for the first time when you actually, because I remember when I first moved in, when I first moved to Florida and I moved in with Christian, and he had all these signs, welcome, there was this excitement, knowing that now I can live with him. But before, I don't know, I feel like it would have been tough living with you before getting married. But I feel like we got to know each other more. I think that gives you the space to get to know each other more than moving in so quickly. So the longer you wait and then once you get married and move in, the better it is. The excitement about marriage, it adds on to the excitement, let me say.
And here's another thing. If you're dating and living together, you still have an escape clause. You can still leave. You can still walk out. So then when you get married and you're living together and you're like, oh, there's no escape clause. And then that freaks you out. And then 3 years later, you're divorced. Not all the time. So statistically, that's what we've seen. Okay. Great questions, guys. This is awesome. So now we move down to
Brown sugar.
Is it brown sugar?
No, you already up there.
Hey, I'm Hannah from Boston. Question: when dating online and you match with the guy first, how do you go about it so that you don't seem desperate, even though you technically made the first move? Anastasia, you're a woman. What do you think? I have a thought, but you go ahead.
Well, you do it first. I think even though technically made the first move. So basically that you don't want to make it seem like you're making the first move. So
well,
you already met the guy.
You
right?
met the guy online. You made the first move through the online portal, whichever one you're using. How do you not look desperate or because like I think what you're saying is as a woman, maybe you don't feel comfortable pursuing him. Right? You're the one making the first move. You're the one reaching out to him, giving him a poke, giving him a message, whatever. If you want the guy, Brown Sugar, to be making the first move for you, you need to create the space for him to do that, which means sitting pretty and not making that first move, right? So you made the first move, great, cool. But now you got to start to pull back and really wait for him to start to lead. Most men are very excited and turned on by pursuing you.
I'm trying to let our Instagram followers know. So that's what I'm doing here. So I'm listening and I'm watching. Like
Anastasia, if we would have met online, probably would not have been turned on if I would have put her in the driver's seat and say, come to you, just would have done nothing.
Yeah, I would have. But maybe because I'm also old school. They call it old school. Like I don't like to approach guys first. That's just me. But some people, I feel like now people actually do approach guys first. And I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I just personally wouldn't do it, but I don't think there's anything wrong with it. So if you do it, even though you approach them first, so give them, like Christian said, give them the space for them to make the rest of the move. Like, so you can know if they're really into you or they're just going with it because you made the first move.
Yeah. Men need to be on their toes. We need to be pursuing. We need to be, I'm going to use a word that sounds really weird, hunting. We were just from Neanderthal days. That's what we did. We hunted and brought meat home to you and said, and that's our validation. So when a man is not doing that, he gets lazy and boring and he loses his good manpower of just being a quality guy. And he just gets lazy and he's not on top of it. He's not being creative. What can I do to talk to Brown Sugar? How can I make her laugh? That's where men need to be, I think. I'm a traditionalist though. So this might sound not sexist, but just really traditional. So that's my lens. So if you like taking the lead as a woman, then just be prepared for a guy who likes to take the back seat in the relationship, and you have to be okay with that.
Yeah.
All right. Hopefully that was helpful. Gia girl, do you believe that everyone is meant to have a spouse? Because I don't know, at least that's what it looks like to me. Okay. Baby boy is trying to communicate that answer to you right now. But until we get a baby translator, we're just going to have to settle for a silence. He's just tearing up these dolls over there. He loves them. So Gia girl, do you believe that everyone is meant to have a spouse? No, obviously no, because as a man of faith, right? I follow Jesus, who was single. So I don't think that even from a faith perspective, it is a calling for everyone. There are some who are called to be single, who are happy and content.
I'll get him.
He's having fun. Boy. He's really actually having fun.
Can you guys hear us though? Can you guys hear us?
Yes.
Even though with baby boy doing the da.
Sound okay, guys? Okay, Jackie O says yes. Okay.
I'll bring him soon.
So if the question is for you, okay, so this is for Gia girl. Is it a resolve that you've just been like, I don't think it's gonna happen for me, and I just you're like giving up? Or is it more like you've actually made peace with it and you're like, you know what, I think I'm okay with this. I'm good with this. Even though culture says I gotta be married or gotta be with someone or I'm not okay, which is total BS. If you feel content and be like, I'm good here. I can date every once in a while, but I don't feel like I need a spouse. I don't know if that's my calling. Then God bless it. That means you're creating the space for really a lot of fruit to be born in your life. Because if you get married, you take away a lot of other space that could be done for maybe where God is calling you. Well, you know what I mean? That's why like friends of mine who are Catholic priests, I'm an Episcopal priest, but Catholic priests, like they don't have a family. They don't have a spouse. So if they want to work 24 hours a day, they can. I'm trying to get better at coming home early.
Yes.
I'm trying to get better.
Yes.
If not,
Trying.
I'm not being a responsible husband.
Yeah.
Right. So I hope that helps. So I think the biggest question for you is, are you just giving in and throwing in the towel? Because if you really do want a spouse and you really feel that you're being called to marriage, then that's where God is calling you, and there's work to be done to clear that space for it. But if not, totally cool, totally good. It's
Truly.
many strong and powerful people who've committed and made this world a better place. They did it because they committed to their singledom. All right. All right. What do you think of dream confirmation from God when it comes to seeking a spouse? So dream confirmation from Lena Lee. Do you mean, Lena Lee, that I'm assuming what you're saying is like you have a dream and you saw a sign in the dream that really makes it seem like this is the person you should marry? Is that what you're saying? Like you had a dream, you're like, I think God spoke to me and was saying that this person is whom I'm supposed to marry. Is that what you're saying? If you do, what do you think about that, honey? If you would, do you follow the signs in your dream, and did your dreams ever speak about us or our future together?
Before we got together? I mean, before we got married?
During our courtship?
I think it's natural. You just take the people you really like into your dream. So I don't know if it's something that is supposed to be happening, or it's because we always thinking about them, and so we dream about them, and so we think that we are meant to be because we are dreaming about them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I did dream about us a lot, but I had to question, am I dreaming about us because I want us to be together, like mentally, like this is the guy I really want, or this is like a real dream, Right. So you have to get out of that dream once you wake up and really think about all the reasons why you think you guys are good together, and all the things that you feel like you shouldn't be together. So that would determine if that was a good dream or not. Because even if you dream, you could dream about a really bad guy that you are with, and in the dream you guys are like amazing. You know what I mean?
No, that's right.
Yeah.
I had an unhealthy relationship in the past where, I mean, not horribly unhealthy, but it wasn't a good match. And I really wanted for it to work because I was looking for these blinders. So I would find signs that would fit it. Like, that's a sign. God is saying it's right. And she had similar signs, but we really weren't a good match. It was unhealthy. So I think there's multiple signs. Scripture talks about signs following.
I'm trying to sit up.
Multiple signs. So a dream is a good start, but there should be other things like you guys are a good match. You guys are compatible. You guys respect each other. You respect each other's boundaries. You really are a good partnership that you can do life together, and you can see falling in love with this person. So the dreams are good, but I wouldn't put all my eggs in that basket. And even if you have a bad dream, I wouldn't put all your eggs in that basket. Get to the facts of like compatibility, respect, forgiveness for one another, all these keys, communication, good communication, loyalty, Cool. Hopefully that helpful. Great question. Great questions here, guys. This is awesome. Sweet Tooth Marie. Oh man. How about you coming in hot with a good profile name? What's the best way to put yourself out there to start dating without looking desperate? You want to lead off, honey?
Ooh. I think be yourself. You know what I mean? Be who you are. I feel like we get.
But I think you do you really believe that?
That be yourself.
But I think it's like be your best self.
Yeah, but I mean,
not
like,
just be yourself.
I mean, like, don't
change. When we say be
change.
yourself, we just like kind of show up and just do me. But that
no, but I mean, like, don't.
When you show up on dates, so you were like,
oh, but that's not dates.
Brought it.
That's not dates, though. They're not. She hasn't actually met someone.
Well, putting herself out there. Okay.
Before you meet someone.
Okay. But then I would say, how about Sweet Tooth Marie comes? She's Sweet Tooth Marie. Absolutely. Authenticity is the sexiest thing in the world. But the best, confident Sweet Tooth Marie. Like, I know who I am.
Be confident.
I'm a beautiful woman. I got so much to offer. You like it? Great. If you don't, I'm good. Like, I'm good. I don't need you.
I'm listening.
So that's what I think what worked with this gal. I go out with her and clearly we had a vibe, but I got the feeling from her that was like, she's like, prove it. She was obviously showing up for the dates. She was interested. But that there was a feeling that she was good by herself. So that I think that's what, do we agree on this answer?
Yes, have confidence in
Sweet
yourself.
Tooth Marie, that you are totally cool with you being alone and you don't need this date, right? You're just choosing to be on it.
Yeah.
because that's just you would like to, and if it works out and you want to find a partner, but you're trusting in it and you don't need this person. Like it will if it's supposed to be, it's supposed to be. So that might give you some ways to kind of like let go of the reins, go have a great time, have an awesome date, or meet a guy. That might even give you the confidence that if you're at an ice cream shop, that you can make the first move, even though I'm just going back on what I said before. You're not making a first move, you're starting a conversation. You're like, what's up? How are you? What ice cream are you getting? Because you think he's attractive. And then dangle the cheese in front of him and say, okay, cool. And then you walk away. And if he's interested, boy, he's going to follow you and be like, she's talking to me. Hey, can we hang out again? But you're showing that you don't need him. You're just like, hey, you're kind of cute.
Be confident.
And then I'm going to walk away because I don't really need you. And he's like, whoa, I'm not used to that.
Yeah.
Women usually give me the fruit for free. So confidence, authenticity, and you don't need a
and then knowing what you really want as well. You know what I mean? Besides being confident, just get to know yourself, get to know what you really want in a relationship, get to know what you really your worth. You have to know your worth. So
that's great. Know your worth.
Know your worth.
Know your worth. And if you don't fully believe in that worth, then do that work there to know why you're a great catch. If you can answer that question, am I a good catch? Or would you date you? I know that's weird, but if there's some kind of doubt that comes in your head being like, yeah, I got some rough edges, then work that through. Work that out. Find a coach or do the work yourself and work it out because you're a catch. You just got to get to you believe it.
That's the next one. I change.
Would you? Okay. Okay. So Lisa says, what would you advise about online dating? Great question, Lisa. It's that world changes, daily, and definitely through coronavirus. I do think there's an advantage right now in online dating for those who are really looking for marriage, because online dating is a struggle. Is you don't know who's just looking for a hookup, right? And most are just looking for some fun. And online dating allows there to be so many fish. And that becomes a problem for us as human beings. When we have too many options, it's bad news bears. We're seeing this in marriages right now. I was just talking to a marriage therapist the other day, and she says, I just see people who are happily married, but they're leaving happy marriages because they think there's more in it for them somewhere else, right? Arranged marriages have a high success rate. Why? Because society just said, their culture said, this person, make it work. And they make it work with no other options, and they fall deeply in love. So online dating during coronavirus allows you, because you can't just go meet someone. You have to hang out longer, just talking and friending at first to find out who are we a good match. And so the booty call goes away because you can just say, listen, I'm not comfortable yet to be meeting a person. Or if you only meet up, you can just have coffee in an open air place. You can't be going out to a movie in a theater and going back to their place. No. So use that to your advantage right now, that if you're at a place where you're looking for a partner and maybe a marriage partner, allow coronavirus to work to your benefit. Like, don't let this crisis go to waste. Allow it to really slow everything down in the physical department. And if a man is really ready for a spouse, he's not going to be trying to get into your pants right away. If he is, kick rocks, because he's not looking for, no man is going to try to sleep with his future wife on the first date. And if she says, I wait till marriage, that's marriage material. So he'll be like, great, I'll wait. If he doesn't wait, I don't think he's ready. Okay. Hi, I'm Mashiach, 26 year marriage for me, and I still like and love. That's awesome. That is awesome, Mashiach. Yeah, that's great. Mashiach, tell us what is one thing that has really allowed you to still like and love your partner. And that's key. You're supposed to love your partner, but you got to like your partner. Yes. That is a big difference. Liking your partner and loving your partner. Love is okay, great. Yeah. But do you really like them? Do you like hanging out with them? Do you want to hang out with them? You like laughing with them, watching movies, going to a game? Okay, let's see here. Tennille Archie. If you guys are just tuning in, Anastasia is just over in the corner changing Kwame's diaper. She'll be right back. Tennille says, is it okay to be in a relationship with someone who is not a strong believer like me? Okay, Tennille, great question. I think that's really up to you. I can tell you just from my own experience, from trying both ways. I talked about this in the entry video that I released last Friday. I tried that for me personally. I know I was committed to my faith. I was a committed Christian. And I met a gal who was, if you talk about my non-negotiables, had 2 out of 3, and that was great. Didn't have the faith part. So for me, at a certain part, we weren't going to get over the hump. We weren't going to be able to go the distance because something that I just really want to share with her. Not because I judged her or had disdain for her because she wasn't a believer. It was just because this is my life. This is not just a hobby, and this is something I want to share with you. And then furthermore, I wouldn't want her to change for me and just become a Christian just because of me. Like, I liked her because of who she was. So you have to answer that question for you, Tennille. If you want a partner who will share, do you want to be able to share your faith with this person? Do you want to go together on Sundays or Fridays or Saturdays, whatever your religion may be? Do you want to share that together? Or are you okay with, I'm going to go to temple, to mosque, to church on Sunday or whatever, and you stay home? Would that work for you? Okay. Because you can't hope that they're going to change. You cannot do that. That is too big of a pressure upon your relationship, and it's not right. There's strings attached. You want to accept them from who they are. So just ask yourself if you can do that. I could not. I learned because I tried and I fell on my face. So
I'm not, but.
Do you think, so Tennille, I was just talking to Tennille, she was asking, is it okay to be in a relationship with someone who is not a strong believer? And I think it's totally okay.
Your answer was fine. It was perfect.
Okay, cool. So there you go, Tennille. Hopefully that was helpful. Great question. Is it okay? So now Abigail. Yes, and your baby boy. This is how we tease. Is it okay to dream of dating someone from a different race? More like working and praying of meeting someone from a different race. Abigail. All right. I'm sure Anastasia has something from this. I think there is. All right. I have a scientific answer on this, and
What?
Anastasia might think this is
What?
like ridiculous.
What?
I've seen families, white families, where every child ended up dating a person of color. And I don't think they learned that from their parents at all. But I do think she's going to laugh at me. I think there's a reason why sometimes we're attracted beyond our race, and I think it has to do with. I think it has to do with science.
This is what Christianity believes. Okay,
I think our bodies tell us your gene pool is way too small, in order because science always wants us to survive, and saying you need this certain gene pool.
I think this is hilarious.
You need to get out and really broaden the perspective because we're seeing too much of the same genomes that's happening. I need you to get out. And so therefore, this family part of the tree is going to be attracted to things outside of the regular thing. And now I know that takes all the romance and all the matchmaking, but I think there's a little tiny piece now because I've seen families where like, why is every child all attracted towards Latina and Black women? Like, what happened? I mean, maybe the neighborhood they grew up in, this high school they went to. I don't know. So there's that, which you all might laugh at me. I think is ridiculous.
See, I'm laughing. I always think it's funny
because I think there's a reason why you dream about. I think it's okay to dream about because there's a reason you have an attraction towards other races. That's fine. I don't think it's because you hate your own race. It's as long as it's coming from a healthy place, like you don't have to name it and say why it is. Just like, no, for whatever reason, I'm attracted to Asian men or white men or whatever it is.
But even that, still leave your make sure your options are open though, because we get a lot of messages, and I don't know if maybe one day we should just put a message out there and say. It doesn't matter the race. Like people always send messages and say, I'm looking for a white man. Can you help me? I'm looking to date someone outside my race. And I'm like, I really, and people use the word, I need to date someone outside my race. And I always say, you know what? There are good men in every single race. No matter what race, we've all dated people from different race, whether they were good or they're bad. There's good and there's bad in every race. So just leave your options open. And just date men. If you are into men, if you are a woman, good men. Just know there are good men in every race.
There's
and
dogs
there are bad
everywhere.
Men
there's dogs
also
everywhere.
In every race. Yeah.
There's dogs everywhere. So yeah, you dating out of, if your impetus is because this race, the men are not good, then you're fleeing, and it's more of a negative impact because then you're assuming that men from the other race are going to be bad. Right on, and that can get dicey. So so that was kind of a mixture of both. Values is the most important thing. All right. Wait. Why'd you move fast? Yes,
Are you all the way up there?
Kwame.
30 seconds now. Wait.
I went way too far.
You lost it?
Sorry, guys.
We're looking for the question.
Okay.
Yeah, that right there.
No, yeah. There's Tennille. Abigail. We answered that. Thank you, Karine, for saying that. Our baby sounds cute. Okay.
How do you know?
Brown Girl 313. How do you know when God has called you to be with someone? And could you give some advice to single women? How do you know when God has called you? Okay. I think you know in your heart, you feel that you feel that you're called to really share your life with someone. You feel that there's a I don't want to say completion, because no one completes you. Only God completes you. You complete yourself, God completes yourself. And when we try to get completed in another human being, I think that turns into idolization. That gets really, really dicey and codependent. But if you feel that you have so much to offer to a partner, and to grow in that selflessness and humility that takes from it, then I think that God is calling you in that. And when you pray to God and say, God, I feel this, God will let you know that yes, you're called toward and to lead you in your coupling. So I think that was, yeah. So, well, how do you know when God has called you to be with someone? How did you know? Because there was a while where you were totally cool with being single.
Oh, yeah. How do you know when God has called you to be?
How did you know, like that you were really called towards marriage? You never thought you'd get married. No,
I never thought I would be married. It doesn't mean I wasn't open to it. That's different. I just never really. It wasn't part of my focus. To me, how I was growing up was more like, if it happens, it will happen. And then when it came to about children, I said, if I get married and it happens, it will happen. I always leave my option open, because I don't want life to just keep me like this. And then I get to a certain age and start crying about I don't have a partner or that. So I always left my option open. But how did I know? I think knowing is when you put your values and your worth out, like I knew what I was looking for in a relationship. And so when I found it, or when I figured Christian was the one, I kind of knew God was calling me to it, because everything that I prayed for, not that I was praying for to meet a guy, but everything that I knew I wanted in a relationship, I feel like God just gave it to me. So I kind of knew that God chose this man for me.
Well, there was definite hope.
Yes. So just make sure you know your worth and you have your values and
okay, yeah. You knew what you want. It sounds like you felt called to relationship because you knew what you felt, you knew you had values for it.
Yes.
This is the kind of guy I'm looking for.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Okay, so, and then could you give some advice to single women? Be authentic, be confident in you first before you start dating.
Get to know you.
Get to know you, love you, date you, let God speak to you of how wonderful you are. Know that first. No man completes you. You don't need a man. You choose to be in a relationship. You are perfectly fine by yourself. You're going to just choose a guy to walk with you towards the altar.
Yes.
So that will make you irresistible. All right. Tina P. Hello, Mr. I turn my phone up, but I saw the lecture. Oh, okay, cool. Thanks, Tina. It's good to have you here. All right. Okay. Mercy. What about a couple who had to live together due to life circumstances and now I'm happily married? What do you have to say about that, please? Yeah, absolutely. You're right, Mercy. Before I'd mentioned everyone, just to catch you up, that living together before marriage is statistically not, we've seen not the best way to go in the church. And also just the sanctity of intimacy between two people. Now, do I do a lot of premarital with couples who come in all the time who've been living together? Absolutely. Did I say your marriage is doomed? No way. There's no hard and fast rules in this stuff, right?
Marriage could be doomed whether you're moving before or after.
Yeah, there's people who followed every good rule statistically who are a disaster.
Yes.
So, Mercy, you're absolutely right. Like what God has brought together, no man can pull asunder. So these are just, I'm speaking stats, and I would say if you have the choice, yes, there's great benefit to holding off before marriage, moving in, and for sex. Great benefits. But if you can't, it doesn't mean you're
circumstances.
doomed.
No,
Absolutely
no
not.
way.
Absolutely not. If you have the choice, that's what I would say you go with, and strive for that. So, but Mercy is a great example of that. She's in a very happy, healthy marriage, and they live together because of life circumstances. Which sometimes life does what life does.
Yeah.
Shirley, good morning. Yes, good morning to you. Jackie O, yes, she is agreeing with Anastasia. All right. Tina P says, besides communication being number one, what else is a key factor in a successful relationship? I've been interracially married for fast approaching 25 years. Well, Tina, I think we should be asking you.
Leave your. We're not
Tina P,
even going to talk about this. You should give us.
You got
hints.
the wisdom. So
we are waiting for you, Tina. She comments every single video.
So Tina P, I want to know what you think besides communications is a key to your happy and successful marriage for 25 years.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Let's see here. Thank you, Tina P. Okay. Jackie O, is it important to have the same political views as your partner?
We were talking about this. When was it? A couple of days ago.
Yes.
We talked about this actually. What do you think, babe?
I know couples in the church who have different political opinions. Listen, man, it's really up to you two. You'll know that in your dating. Can you guys talk about politics with respect and with love? If you can, then you will be a great model to this country and to this world of what it means to love someone and respect them, even though you have very different ways of how you approach how we look over our society and govern our society. So but you'll know that in your courtship. You'll know that in your dating. Do you guys time in and time out, more times than not, let's say 6 out of 8 times, so that's 3 out of 4 times, you are leaving away from those conversations in a healthy way, that you guys don't have to dodge those conversations. I mean, Anastasia and I talk about politics all the time.
We do.
If it was something that gave us anxiety and a quarter of the time we left away being mad at each other, then we would stop talking about it. And then now we're cutting this huge piece about life out, not sharing. But if you can't go there with that person, I'd say, no, it's not a good fit. But if you can, you'll be a great model to this world. And there's people who do that. Kellyanne Conway, who's a big voice for Trump.
We see how that's going.
Well,
but that's a whole different story.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? She's in a happy marriage with her husband who works for the Lincoln Project. And he's a huge.
That's what I'm saying. We see how that's going, meaning as in, like, I don't want Christian to go into a place where the person he's working for is always insulting me.
But that has nothing to do with this conversation. My example was you have a far right and a far left person living together and having a healthy relationship. We're talking about their marriage. Healthy? They've been married and they make it work, and maybe it's a great. We don't know. For me,
that won't work for me. That wouldn't work for
me.
But that might work for you.
Yes. Okay.
No.
Sora So Blue. I'm having an irrational resistance about being open to a long-term relationship. I'm almost 24, but I feel like I'm too young simply by the age number and not wanting to have children yet. Any advice? So your question is about you're resisting being open to a long-term relationship because you're 24, you're too young, but you're saying because by the age number, because we know age is just a number, and you're not wanting to have children yet. Any advice? Well, Sora, listen, there is nothing wrong with you taking your time. I mean, we say this all the time. The slower you go, the faster you'll get there. So take your time, and maybe it's time for you to do some healthy dating, not playing the field and running around and acting crazy town. I'm assuming since you're watching this video, you're not into just want to go sow your oats, but there is no rush. There's no rush. And take your time.
And if that's your value and that's what you want to wait, then just go with it. Just listen to yourself and wait. There's no rush.
And be open to it. So be open to men. And when you hang out with them, sorry, I'm like all chest here. Sorry about that.
After 45 minutes of being in this.
Should I button this? Is that not really sexy? Okay.
Sorry guys, he's showing you guys his.
Is that now I look too tight? Whatever. So just be open with the men when you start dating them. So they know. Just say, listen, I love to have a good time. Get to know each other. I'm not really looking for a long-term relationship. And then you have to allow your physical life to follow that too. Because if your physical life gets more involved and he starts to get attached to you, you start to get attached to him, now we're mixing up the game. And now we start playing with each other's minds and hearts. So go slowly. And so however far you want to go emotionally, limit that physically. So they match. They have to match for a healthy relationship. All right. Baby boy's teething. Yes, Minister 2658. He is.
He has two now.
2 teeth. Bye, Mashia. She had to tap out. Gia Girl says, I think many people are bored and then they stray, but it ends badly many times when they stray. I agree. There's always more fish and there's always a temptation, right? Especially if you live in a big city, like there's always more people. Did I do it again? There it is. Okay. Esther, what do you do if no relationship works for you?
He'll be able to answer that.
The hard answer, the hard truth on that one is that, and this is what I've learned and in my experience, is that the only factor you can control is yourself. So I think the only thing you could look at is yourself. So you have to look at the patterns of men that you've attracted into your life and see what has been this common denominator and why are you calling in these guys who are not a good fit. So it could be there's just no good men out there. That's one way to look at it. It could be also like, okay,
there's no good men out there.
And I'm giving us possibilities. That's one option. Second option is you're living in a place where there's no good men. Okay. The third so that's location. The third is, okay, maybe we're all magnets and we attract like-minded energy. So if there might be some cloudiness happening inside you, mindset, perception, maybe some hurtfulness, something that's going on here. And until this gets taken care of, you'll still encounter relationships that are not going to be the right fit. So have you done the good work? Have you really looked at, okay, these are my non-negotiables, the 3 things I need in a partner? Have you talked about your own self-worth and self-confidence, the belief you have in yourself, loving yourself? Are you creating this space for a man to feel like he could be your partner? And ask some guy friends, talk to them, and we could talk about this more offline. But that's what I would do, So I think we both had our own times before we met each other where we realized we had to switch up our own stuff. I had to switch up my own understandings of myself. That I was just in a lot of short-term relationships and I had to look at myself. It was me. I just didn't think that I was lovable. So I had that moment. And that is really what changed things for me. Like, no, I can attract a very healthy woman in my life. I just got to take myself seriously. That was my story. I'm not saying that's your story. But because this is the only thing you can control. So you're a catch. Do you fully believe it? And are you willing to do the work where it's just kind of do some self-examination?
Yes.
Okay. Do you agree?
Yes.
All right.
I'm over here playing with my feet with Kwame. Okay.
Kwame. All right. Okay. What attracted you to Anastasia? Memo Sly.
Mary.
Oh, that's Memo Sly is Mary.
Mary.
We know you personally. And she knows I found Anastasia very sexy in her scrubs. That was the first thing that was communicated to me. I found her very sexy in her scrubs.
I don't wear scrubs anymore.
But she also didn't come across as like a hoochie mama in tight scrubs.
Hey.
What I mean is that you just look like a very composed person who was confident. So that attraction was, yes, did I find you physically attractive? Yes, but immediately a lot of it was because of your confidence. You look like you just really cared about yourself.
I walked in with like, hello, hi, my name is Anastasia. How may I help you today? No, I walked in like, hi, oh my God, you are the sun. How are you? My name is Anastasia.
No,
nice to meet you. I'm kidding. No, but thank you for all your kind words.
Okay, Michelle says, amen. Only God completes you. All right. Okay. All right, Majid, thank you for coming in from Ghana. Anastasia, you're gorgeous. That's Michelle.
Thank you.
I agree. Delicia, I'm terrible with making right choices. I've gone online and tried to allow myself to be more active at church so I can attract Christian men, but no luck. How do I trust and wait on God? Delicia, I know it's tough, especially if you're looking for a good Christian mate, right? So I remember I had a friend tell me who's atheist who said, you're going to have to be so patient in your dating game because you're looking for a person who's a committed person of faith. And that it's just going to be harder. And sometimes Christian men they can be dogs too. They can be dogs. So just because you meet them at church doesn't mean they're great. So
it doesn't mean anything.
But there's hopefully they can live into that. They're willing to go through it. So
I have a true example of the guys who are really, I think we as women, or maybe men as well, we interpret bless you, baby boy.
Do you want me to hold it?
Sure. We interpret when we say, I want to meet God-fearing men. I think we use that sentence as, I would say badly, meaning like we feel like every time someone goes to church, that means they are like amazing. I've dated guys who were really church goers, and some of them were the worst people I've ever dated. It doesn't mean they are not good or bad guys in the church. So just choose wisely. Just because they go to church doesn't mean.
You might be good God-fearing men, but their dating life is a disaster for whatever reason.
Yeah. So always look at other signs as well, not just because they go to church.
But for you, Delicia, I hate to say this, but like it's a lot of patience to not lose hope, but you have to just be also, if they're not popping up at church, to really be. There's two ways of looking at this, and I've seen both ways work. One is if God is calling you to be not aggressive, but maybe very intentional of you getting out there, online, going out, doing the things. Like if you want to do simple things like a silly, stupid thing like this, you go to Home Depot once a week. Why? There's a lot of men at Home Depot, and there's a lot of abilities for you to go around the aisles. I know this sounds desperate.
Let me send this to my friends. I didn't know that.
This sounds desperate, but I'm going to tell you it's not. You're being a proactive woman who wants to get involved in a relationship, and you can't find a good man at church. Online dating stinks. It's COVID, so no one's going to bars and whatever. So you're going to go.
People going to Home Depot? Yeah, right?
Yeah, dude, and it's a lot of space. So you could always go up and say, find the cutest guy, whoever you're attracted to. You walk up to him and you say, excuse me, I just need help trying to find a 2x4, blah, blah, blah. I got to help my brother, and then he'll be like, yeah, if he's a good guy, he's going to want to help you. You can start a conversation. I mean, stuff like you can do that and just be like really on top of it and pray for God to really guide you in that.
Yes.
Or you can say, you know what, God, I've been doing a lot of work here and I'm not getting anything in return. So I'm going to tap out. I'm just going to pull back. And if you want me to be in a relationship, then I'll trust you. I'll follow you and I'll trust your instincts. But until then, I'm not going to be so proactive. And sometimes that's when they fall in your lap, right? You're going to keep on doing the good work, take good care of yourself, be open to it, but you're not going to be proactive. So my question again to you is, where is God leading you? To be more proactive and go do things, or to kind of just take a step back, get a breather so you don't get bitter. Don't get bitter, get better, right? And take good care of yourself, date yourself, and say, God, if this is where you want me to go, awesome. But until then, I'm not finding it fulfilling to just keep on searching and seeking and striking out here with these dudes. Please talk about the biblical foundations of male-female roles in marriage.
Do you want to go there? I feel like that's going to be a long one.
I think the short and the long of it is what works for Anastasia and myself is that we both do like traditional roles. And what I mean by that does not mean that it lessens Anastasia's strength and leadership within the family, but she enjoys a masculine-centered man who likes to take the lead, who likes to be more of a problem solver around the house. It's like kind of like the more head energy, masculine energy.
Like, babe, the door is broken. Babe, can you fix this chair? Babe, Kwame's toy is broken.
And I see that as an opportunity to be the kind of man of the household to help be a problem solver and to be kind of a leader in making choices and decisions. Now,
it doesn't mean Anastasia doesn't make choices or decisions. And also, I love to cook. It doesn't mean that's just my role as a woman or Christian. It's that you better get to that kitchen and cook for me. I just love to cook. He used to cook a lot, but I enjoy my Anastasia Ghanaian food. So I make sure I make it on time. And if I'm tired, Christian can whip some salad real quick. It doesn't mean that he washes the dishes, as you guys could see. Some people would say that's the woman's role, to always wash the dishes.
I think from a biblical perspective, it's really the man is the leader and the caretaker of the house, and women obey your husband. So it might appear from the outset that we kind of follow that mode. And I think there's ways where you just enjoy me being the decision maker.
Yes.
Because it works for you. It works for us.
Yes,
you don't feel like you're being subservient.
Not at all.
That feminine energy is just like, you know what? No. You know, I go to work. I got to make big decisions.
Yes.
You do that. You're the man. And so, and I'm the masculine centered man where I'm like, I like that. Now there's some men who'd be like, that's not me. They'd rather be the heart center.
Yeah.
And say, no, babe, can you do that?
Yeah.
So this works for us. And so that works. And we haven't really.
I think people get into these situations and it's harder for them, especially if, again, you don't know your worth. Like, you have to understand who you are, what you really want. And so when you get into this situation and you feel like, oh, why am I always the one cooking? Like, I feel like I don't feel any less or higher or lower than Christian if I'm the one cooking and Christian is washing dishes. Or let's say Christian is not even washing dishes and I'm cooking, I'm washing dishes. I'm not thinking, oh, I'm just the woman in the home. You know what I mean? Because I know how much I can bring to the table. I know how much you can bring to the table. And that's what makes us a team. So you have to know your worth. You have to know and understand, be confident in yourself before you get into marriage and then deciding when you get married that you have to do this and I have to do it. I don't know if you know what I mean.
Yeah. And the Bible would say that, Paul talks about that.
I hope the Bible says you have to be confident.
Well, you have to treat, it says, women be obedient to your husband, but men, in
also
one passage talks
woman,
about
right?
the respecting your wife, but also as Christ loved the church. So it's like, how did Christ love the church? Laid down his life for the church. So I, as the husband, need to lay down my life daily for my family. That's a mark of a good alpha male. Not so you just go obey me, then I'm a tyrant. And that's not the way that Jesus loved the church.
Yeah.
So my leadership could be through humility, through compassion, not by just telling people what to do. And also talking to Anastasia and being like, how do you feel about this decision? Because if she's totally against it and I'm just going to flick my way, I don't think that's good at Jesus leadership.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, hopefully that was helpful.
You both look lovely. Thank you so much. Love all your comment. Thank you so much. Hello, Uncle Christian. Hi, Jessica, Fianco, Uncle Christian, and Auntie Anastasia. Jessica, every time you call me Auntie, it makes me feel so old.
Good girls finish last, so why wait? Most bad girls, they marry to what appears to be a decent man. What's your thought on that, honey?
Well, she didn't ask a question.
Okay.
Well, it depends on who it is. Yeah, it could be true. It could be true.
I guess what defines a bad girl, what defines a good girl.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're talking about I think that women who don't give it up during the dating process can have the ability to attract a more decent man.
30 seconds.
But okay, cool. All right, we're getting close to the hour here. Let's get some other questions. Okay, Blessed 6789. Thanks.
Don't you think the number one thing in a relationship is you both must live having Jesus as the center of your marriage?
Where are you? So you just skipped. You went to Karen.
No, where are you?
I was down here at Blessed.
No, but it goes down, so she's first.
Okay.
Karen is first.
All right, go.
Go ahead. I thought you skipped it.
Don't you think the number one thing in a relationship is both of you must live in Jesus center of your marriage? Yes.
If you're a Christian.
If you're a Christian.
I want to say that because not everybody following us is a Christian or a believer of Christ or Muslim or anything like that. So if you're a Christian, yes, that will be amazing. Yes,
because as we all know, we see extremely healthy and good relationships and marriages outside of the Christian faith. So
yes.
There's those. So for a Christian marriage, yeah, you have to, for any religion based, for any marriage based on faith has to be, God has to be the center of it.
Yes.
So when you confront any kind of struggle in a marriage, it's not just you taking it on. You have the higher power brought you together. God brought you together, so you'll get through it, and you have principles to live by. Okay, so Blessed 6789. Thanks for this. Well, thanks for being here. I appreciate the dating relationship talk a lot. I had a friend suggest to me that I should make a list for a future partner. I'm on the fence about this. What do you think? Yes, make a list, but keep it at 3, the end. You can list all that you want, but then take your top 3 and then cut it and throw away the rest. That's what I say.
Boom. That's it.
Okay.
Agreed.
No more, because
3.
Everyone's imperfect. You start making a huge list, that person doesn't exist.
I want 6. I want this.
3 things, 3 values you have to have. And everything else, God will reshape you and form you in a partner you never thought you would ever be with. What advice do you have? This is from Anne. for those who meet and date in a short time, married, but soon realize they're not a match. Well, I think you just answered your own question.
Yeah. If
Right?
you realize it's not a match, then it's not a match.
Yeah, take your time. The slower you go, the faster you'll get there. I think the first 3 months is all about courtship. The next 3 months is all about learning each other's imperfections. Then the next 3 months are figuring out, can you live with those imperfections? And if that you get there at 9 months, then maybe it's time to tie the knot. If not, then poop or get off the pot. All right. These are all awesome questions. You guys are amazing. Carolina Sa, I wish I want to marry a white guy, even though I'm in Ghana, Christian and is. What advice do you have for me? She says, I have come to to know that white guys are the most romantic and loving. I wish and want to marry a white guy, even though I'm in Ghana. Christian and Anastasia, what advice do you have for me? I'll leave that to you, my beloved wife.
Okay. I would say, again, there are romantic guys in every single race. There are also non-romantic guys in every single race. But if you dating outside of your race is your choice, and then you felt like the person you dated a white person and they are more romantic, it doesn't mean blacks or Hispanics or brown, whatever color, some of them are not romantic. What advice do we have for you in terms of marrying a white guy? I'm assuming is, listen, what floats your boat. I just feel like there are romantic guys in every.
Well, because you were dating.
I've dated yes, I've dated black men. I've dated other men. Let me not make my list. But I've dated men from different race before I met Christian, and then some of them were romantic, others were not. But I don't think it was because of their race or ethnicity. I think it's just who they were. So kudos to you. Go for your choice if that's what you feel like worked for you.
Hi, this is from Annabelle. I'm 22 and I've never been in a relationship. I haven't had many male friends, so I don't feel confident around the guys I find cute. Any confidence tips? Should I approach them or wait?
Wait. You are young. Let them approach you. You are 22 years old. You have a long way to go. You can date around to find out what you really want, but you just answered your question. You approach them or wait? Let them approach you. You are still young. Maybe I'm old. I'm such an old school. I like when the man approaches the woman.
Yeah, and there's things you can do to encourage a man to approach you, which we could talk about.
Yeah.
And there's definite ways you can do that. But I think the main thing is to keep on working on your confidence, keep on working on why you're awesome. Because just you got so much time, and so why do you lack that confidence? What's going on there? And I think I have a friend of mine from high school. She did not have much confidence then. She'll talk about that. And then she found this confidence in college, and she became this incredible writer. And really, she erupted in confidence and changed everything. And she has a very successful career, found a great guy. So it's all about, maybe it's a passion that you need to keep on pouring yourself into to really find that's part of yourself. So you kind of feel in yourself in a very healthy way. That is an attractive thing. Again, you don't need a man. You'll choose to have a man to come with you on this awesome ride that God gives us.
Yes.
All right. I was praying for guidance and clarity. This is from Jericho Lewis. I was praying for guidance and clarity on relationships at the exact moment you guys started this video. Thank you both so much. Well, thank you for being here. Hopefully this is helpful. We all love your feedback. So do we know if any of this is working? What to do about guys who give high energy but low investment? Guys who give high energy and low investment are not ready for a relationship. You can call them quality casual guys. They're quality, they're decent dudes, but they're really casual at the end of the day. They're not looking for a relationship. So they're going to come hard, come strong, and really pursue you because they like to hunt. Maybe they like to chase. I mean, they're out there with their bow and arrow. They're coming for you. But then when they really, after they get you, low investment. So if he's coming fast, if he wants to move quickly, if he wants to call you every day, I would say let's slow down. Let's slow down. And if it works out, great. But there's no reason to rush. So when a guy comes quick and fast, when a guy is moving too slowly, like he's not pursuing you at all, not good signs. Like he could be good. He's just casual. When a guy's ready, he'll pursue you, and you shouldn't have to hold him by the hand. And if he comes too quick and he starts pouring out his emotions all over the place, beware of that too. All right. Since you mentioned it, how do you
I'm
attract a
still here.
man without appearing too desperate or aggressive? This is from Delicia Smith. How do you attract a man without appearing too desperate or aggressive? So sometimes, again, what do you need?
You need to pick up something?
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. You good?
I'm breastfeeding, guys. Again.
So this is where the gray area is, right? That yes, not all men though have that confidence.
Mary says, see you on the pole. Sorry, guys.
Not all men have the confidence to take that step, right? Not all men get like, oh, I'm that guy that if I see you at the coffee shop, I'm walking up to you. But they could be really good dudes. They could be good quality catches. And the guys who do have the confidence to come up to you sometimes they're just players. So you can lob them a softball. You're not holding him by the hand, you're lobbing him a softball. A smile, eye contact for a couple seconds. It makes it available. So if you see a guy that you're like, oh, that he has potential, you're at the coffee shop, take the headphones out of your ears, A. B, make some eye contact with him. If you smile at him, that's open season for us. You smile at me in a coffee shop, I'm feeling like, I think I got a chance. And so I might have enough confidence to go talk to you. So you can do things to help guys along. And if you want to just go up and start a conversation, do it. You're not asking for his number. You're just you're taking advantage of the moment. But from that point forward, he should really take the lead. And if he continues to allow you to take the lead, then he's not your kind of dude. So that's what I think you should do. What do you think?
Sure. Next question.
Oh, okay. And then here we go, guys. We're coming here towards the end. Jackie O, if a man expects you to pay for half of things, does it mean he's uninterested in you? I believe with the courting process that men should offer you to pay. Jackie O, I think there's a thing in culture right now.
Can you see me, Jackie?
I don't think she can see her nipple.
No, can you see my face?
Well, of course you can.
The question. I'm doing the face for the question. No, let him pay. Oh, she's lying about. So my girlfriend texted me and said, I could see your nipple in the video. And then I'm over here like bending, like, oh my goodness, we can post this. And then she's like, I'm lying, but that would have been hilarious.
Okay.
But no, let them pay if they're courting you.
Yeah, there's a bit of thing that a guy might not think that he might be interested in you, just because culture has accepted this now. So culture, at least in the West, at least in the States, has changed a bit. And that's why when I coach men, I say, man, you show up, you open doors, you pay for dates, you are going to rise to the top, because a lot of guys are just lazy now and it's been accepted. But women, if you all formed a union across the world and you came up with these protocols that all men had to do in order to have a chance with you, like if they want, like, open my door, pay for a meal, if you could say you have to wear a giraffe on your head, we would wear a giraffe on our head, because all we want since the time to go through puberty is you. So demand that, want that. And I think there's nothing wrong with that a guy should. And then if he gets uncomfortable, just talk about it. Be like, listen, I'm a traditional gal. This is how I was raised. And, maybe the second, or if it's going well, I think first date, absolutely he should pay. That's not, it's friend zone.
First, second.
It's a friend zone.
Third.
Yeah, we're traditionalists.
Fourth.
So I paid for every date until we got married. Every date.
I didn't believe I should pay. I think we talked about this before.
Which was fine, but after a while, I think that once you start to get into commitment territory, yeah, you guys can start doing things like that.
I think, Christian, I remember one time you were like, later on when we were like engaged, at least you could have offered. I'm like, offer? Offer what? Yeah,
I think she's extreme on this. I'm not totally with that.
I'm very extreme,
because
guys.
I think a guy can become bitter and say, let's we're both in this together. We're both committed to each other.
No.
So I think that's fine. So we're gonna differ on that, and that's fine. But I think you don't want to go.
No, but if you feel like you have to pay, that's okay. Some women feel like they have
first
to pay
date,
something.
no way. Now, what you want to do is maybe this is what you do. First date, you have a nice date, no expensive meal. You guys should only get coffee anyhow. There's no the first date should not be involved in anything expensive, because that's ridiculous. You guys might be a bad match. Go for coffee. Go for something simple. And then when it comes time to pay, so even if he's just trying to get his money right, $10 ain't no big thing. But if you want to make a move for your purse, right? As you get your purse, just make a slight move. And so he could be like, hold up, I got this. And that's just a nice softball you lob to him for him to feel like, hey, it's great for a guy to be like, hey, I know it's on me. And then he also thinks he knows that you're not assuming that he's paying for it. And he's like, okay, cool. She's not just trying to, because guys in the back of their head think that you're just going out with him just for a free meal or something like that, right? He doesn't know that. So that's what you just make the move. And then if he allows you to make the move and pay for it, tell me, then you say,
you mean the first date?
Yes.
Did you make the move the first date?
Yes. So it's a good sign you learn something. That's why you don't go to dinner. Never go to dinner for a first date. Horrible choice. Horrible choice.
We went to dinner.
No, we were unusual. Our first date was my stepfather's funeral.
No, first dates.
Yeah, it was going to be a coffee shop at the hospital.
Yeah, but it
first date was at my mom's house having a steak dinner.
That's true. That didn't make
so it's a little unusual. So there's a lot already built up that a dinner would make sense.
That's true. Okay, I get what you mean. If it's your
first time
ever.
First time, yeah. Okay. Keep it simple because there might be you might be going on 50 dates to try to find the right guy. You're gonna do 50 dinners? No, 50 coffees. 20 minutes is a good match. You can tell, great, go on a second date. Leave wanting more. You know about a 2-hour date and you realize halfway through this guy's does not a good match for you, or he might feel the same way about you.
We're going to use.
Yeah. All right, y'all. You guys are
3 more minutes.
Yeah.
So.
No, Jackie, you do not have high standards. The first date should be paid by the man, and then if you want by the second date, you can maybe pay for dessert or ice cream afterwards. But again, not big dates, so it shouldn't even matter. You're going for coffee, you're going for ice cream, you're going for, whatever, a picnic. Just keep it simple so you can tap in, tap out. That's my advice. You might not agree with it, but that's what I think. All right. So final question. Okay. Queen Becca is going to really kick us off in a direction that is, okay, honey. Here we go. The final question of the time here. And we want to thank you all. This has been so much fun. We really enjoy this, and this is a passion of ours. So just thank you all for being here. These are great questions. And please give us feedback if this is helpful, and let us know.
I don't think we can post this because people won't watch it for long, guys.
Yeah, I think we'll post it. Yeah, we should post it.
You're going to post it? It's an hour and 13
Do you guys think we should post this so it lives in perpetuity on the channel? Let us know.
It's so long.
So just a reminder, everyone, we will not, so the series of Ask Your Favorite Christian will not live on YouTube. We're moving this whole dating relationship thing over to Instagram. And it's on the Instagram channel called Let's Talk Dating. Let's Talk Dating 1. And then as we build that community, then it'll become its own YouTube channel. But we want to keep the Christian Anastasia thing all about the family, all about culture, and then make a separate thing, and then we'll bring it over. So just for you all, to know. See, they're all saying post.
You guys show us an hour, and we will have 5 people watching it.
I don't think that's true.
Okay.
I think we'll be okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, okay. So Queen Becca, our closer, what to do if you just found out your husband is bisexual?
Sorry.
What to do if you just found out your husband is bisexual?
And he didn't tell you? I won't tell you what to do because I always say when people ask you certain questions, you already know what you want to do. You know what I mean? You already know the decision you're going to pick. But if I found out my husband is bisexual and he never told me in advance, basically before we started dating, to me, that's a huge lie. That's a huge mistrust. I probably would leave the marriage. That's just me. I'm not asking you to do the same. What if he discovered it
in the moment, though? He just realized that he's like, you know what? These feelings have been going through my head. I have to come to terms with it. I think I'm bi. And then what's because that's not the end of the conversation.
I just feel like if someone comes up, but it also depends on your stand on what being bisexual means and also what being gay means to you. But for me, just for me, I'm not asking, it has nothing to do with, what people believe. But for me, you just don't come up today and say, I think I'm bisexual. I feel like it's something that you've been dealing with for a while and you just chose not to share with me as your spouse. So it would be so hard for me to trust you. I'll be afraid of every single friend you had. I'll be afraid of every single female, every single male friend. Every time we go out, I'll be afraid that you're looking at a man, you're looking at a woman. Like Like our relationship would not work.
Because that's not what you signed up for.
That's not what I signed up for. And if I feel like you are bisexual, whatever your interest or your love is, you need to let the people that you're in a relationship with know in advance. I didn't sign up to date someone who is bisexual. And so if that's your choice, I'll be gladly okay to leave and let you live your life. But I will not be okay to stay in a marriage where I didn't sign up to date someone who is bisexual. I don't know if you get me.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
But I'm not asking you to do the same. Like I said, people who ask advice usually know what they're going to do. So good luck to you. I'm not sure if you'll be okay. You might be okay to be with him because he's bisexual, and that's up to you, and that's okay. But for me, I didn't sign up for that, and so I probably will leave and let you go enjoy your life with your man and your woman, and that's okay. And then I would just sign up with somebody else that I feel like, my preference is.
Right. Yeah. Trust is such a big piece, obviously, of any relationship, any successful relationship.
Yeah.
So within a marriage has to be the utmost amount of trust.
Yes.
And utmost amount of sharing of intimacy. So that's where you guys are going to have a conversation. I don't know if you're asking for a friend. So
yes.
And I would say getting a marital therapist involved, a person on the outside, if you
choose to stay.
If you choose to stay.
Yeah.
But if you're in the back, you're going to be thinking like, now I got to, worry if someone's going to act upon this. Because even if your man was just straight, and you were
you already no.
Right. But so if there's got to be some more information, I think, from the guy of where are you going with this? Are you still working this out? That's a long journey to put upon you.
She answered. But that would be mean. He always had a feeling and got in a relationship to see if it was true. See, so that means you knew. So he probably told you knew that he always had a feeling, and now he decided to get into.
No, that's a different person who responded.
Oh, okay,
that's not the original.
Oh, okay, I got it. I just that's our answer to you. I don't know. I signed up to be with someone who is straight, and so if let's say
it changes completely the whole dynamic.
It changes everything.
This is not a commentary upon sexuality. It's more about relationship trust. So Memo Swy, the same woman who said that Anastasia's nipple was in the screen when it wasn't, just so we know that Memo Swy is our fun person here who likes to stir things up. She's a good friend of ours. Says, what would you do, Christian? So if I found out that Anastasia was bi, I think I have to agree with Anastasia.
If you find out I'm sleeping around with women.
Well, no. There's no sleeping around. That's not what the comment said. The comment said if you found out your partner discovers they're bisexual, that's very different than saying they're acting on it. Because if they're acting on it, whether they're straight, gay, or whatever, triple try, whatever, that's a donezo. Even scripture backs that up. Jesus says the only time a divorce is acceptable is during a time of infidelity, right? So if I find out that you're gay, besides the whole sexuality part.
I found out when I was pregnant.
So this would be, it changes exactly what marriage is. It is a contract, and you signed up for it, a spiritual contract of saying this is who you are. Mm-hmm. And it changes the trust and everything, it would be a big struggle. I wouldn't pull the plug, but there would have to be extensive conversations, extensive discernment, probably seeing a marital therapist.
Do you think that would take a long time for the trust to also?
We would have to just because of the sanctity of marriage. I want to say let's try to talk and work this out.
Oh, look at you, babe.
There's going to be a great attempt, and then but I wouldn't want to make an emotional decision, just tap out and say, let's learn more really what's going on here. And you have to be so honest with me about what's going on in your heart, because we have to be dead honest with each other right now, and figure out what you guys, it's all negotiation, what you guys are ready for. Because this is going to change the dynamics big time.
Well, this is the good one, because a lot of people are actually commenting on this specific question, and people are either agreeing or some people are saying exactly.
Found out when she was pregnant.
Yeah, and then she responded back and said she found out when she was pregnant. Now, if you are in this comment and then you have a baby before, or forget even being pregnant, you've been through something so crazy in your life, and your partner decides to do something like that. For me, I always say, I don't know, baby, because I didn't enjoy pregnancy much, but that's a whole different topic. If I found out Christian had done something while I was pregnant.
Not done something. You had to stick to the story.
That's what she said.
There was no acting on it. This is just a revelation of self-identity.
She found out when she was pregnant. That's what I'm saying. The emotions of even being pregnant and finding out.
Right.
I'm not saying whether he let's say he didn't even sleep with anybody. I'm just saying to even find out while pregnant, your emotions are already sky high. And so that probably will make anybody jump into such a quick decision, whether to leave or do whatever, decide to leave or decide to stay. But for me, being pregnant, finding out something like that, it will be so, I think, yeah.
But if the person, again, there has to be good discernment to this, because the person says, I am completely committed to you. I am not attracted to other people, whether it's gay or straight or whatever. You are I just want to be honest about who I think I am, because even if I'm a straight man, I have attractions at times. I look at other women and be like, oh, okay. If I'm ogling them, that's a problem. If I'm looking like, wow, God created a beautiful woman there. Okay, all right, this is my wife who I love. It's the same thing. So just to say, like, if a person says, listen, I'm bi, I find both sexes attractive. I have no urge or want or desire to ever infringe upon the sanctity of our marriage.
Well, we don't know that either.
Well, you're assuming it because they're bi.
No.
That's making a negative assumption.
No, I'm saying we don't know whether they want to.
That's what I'm saying. More conversation needs to happen.
Yeah, but
are you because of this discovery in your life? Are you looking to explore that, and do you feel like you need to? Because if that's something you need to do, then obviously this can't happen. That's
what I'm saying. That it would depend on her. But I would even want to have that conversation. That's just me.
But if it was someone your husband then said, I am completely devoted to,
I don't care, because
I want to be transparent about who I am.
I don't care.
What's the difference between then? Is it an issue then with his bisexuality as opposed to the same thing as the man? How's that different from a man who's ogling women all the time?
No, because at least I know you are attracted to one sex. And so, you know what I mean? I always know that Christian is attracted to females. And so if you come and tell me he's bi, now I'm going to start questioning. I feel like it's the questioning of my mentality.
It comes
out of trust. I don't trust you
anymore. So if you have the trust to your man,
yes,
that when he goes out on guys' night out, it's the same thing. Okay, well, this brings up a good point, because if I'm hanging out with women all the time.
I'm sorry, Becca, that you have to go through this and we have to discuss this. You must be really going through a lot, finding out this, and we are sorry. We can't make the decision.
No, I think you have a good point. If I said, if I started hanging out with a bunch of women, mm-hmm. Instead of going out with my boys, I was going out with women, mm-hmm. would at a certain point be, I'm like, hanging out a lot with women, wouldn't that, if I'm hanging out with my guys, it's one thing, it's my dudes, right? And then that conversation is about, hey, we need to spend more time at home, stay with your friends. But if it's women, someone who I'm attracted to, I think people from the outside, and maybe within our marriage, might be a concern. Like, if you were hanging out a lot with other guys all the time and not me, that could be tough, because you are a heterosexual woman.
Yes.
So I get that. So that, again, this is just us commentating like a peanut gallery.
Becca. Sorry.
It's your life, and so I think some good truth telling with your partner, and to find out,
baby boy,
are you ever tempted to go and act upon this with anyone? Because if that's part of this discovery of your life, then this is not going to be a good match. And I'm sorry, and that's heartbreaking. Yeah. And my prayers for you, for wisdom. And for strength for you both, and that if God brought you two together, for God to give you the wisdom for this, and maybe not. And my only thought is just to take the time to work through it, because there's so many balls in the air, and for the patience to work through it, and the wisdom, in whatever direction you decide to go. It's up to you guys. It's up to you two and God. Mm-hmm. So, all right. So, Queen, we love you. And we will.
So you guys really want us to post this hour and 30 minutes vlog?
Honestly, it's a live stream.
I know.
It's not
just
a normal
asking.
thing. So it sounds like you guys want this to be posted. If I know you guys are more YouTube folk. Yes, Jericho will do a prayer. Yes, that's good.
Follow us on Instagram.
So good. If you're Instagram people, Let's Talk Dating 1 is the name of the new channel. And so we'll use IGTV, and we'll also make nice 60-second videos we'll put up there every Friday, but probably stuff throughout the week. And then as that builds and grows, and we feel like that's something that people are really looking for and wanting, from a couple who's talking about dating and relationship and bringing their faith into it as well. We won't overtly be throwing faith at you, because we have everyone here. If it grows, then we'll start a YouTube channel with that. But we just want to start on IG with Instagram, start there, and then we'll bring it back over here as well. So hopefully that's cool with y'all, and we're just so grateful that you guys are here and join this. Give us feedback if this advice is helpful for you, and we learn and grow. And we want to share our story too. We're not experts. We just both gone and fallen on our face enough to realize the healthy way to go. Yes, I agree, Irene Johnson. She says it's easy to say walk away from your marriage, but sometimes it's not so easy because of circumstances.
Yeah,
yes,
that's what I always say. Do what works for you.
Absolutely. Marriage is tough. I mean, it's life. Life is complicated. Life is not black and white. It is so gray. And what's right for your family.
All we can do is tell you what we would do if we were in that situation, but we are not in the situation.
We have no right to tell you what to do.
No right. Yeah.
No right. We just hope this helps you with your discernment. Okay, so well, for those, it was
great. Edit before posting. See?
Edit.
I know it's long. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So for those who are comfortable with this, there was a prayer. Ask for a prayer. So some of you might not be comfortable with this, which is totally cool. But for those, we'll say a general prayer, calling in whether if you're not a person of faith, higher power beyond yourself who's working with you, right? So I will make that open to everyone with it. So we'll say that Heavenly God who watches over all of us, and we pray for the wisdom to know that you are a God who loves family, partnership, but you're also a God who loves. You've raised up many people in this world who were happily and contently single. So I pray for wisdom to be upon all those who are seeking and looking for that answer, and also those who feel called to partnership, to marriage, to have the patience and the foresight and the confidence in their walk in it. And I pray for doors to be opened and the right doors to be closed as well. May this all be done in love. And if there's hard work to be done, to give them the strength and the courage and the help that's needed sometimes for us to really face our own demons, so we can really flourish as you call us to flourish. We pray for our sister who's dealing with some new developments in her marriage. Please give her great wisdom and strength for both of them, and good truth telling, and good support on that. And we thank you for bringing us here to share in community. It's all about community, all about building community, and we thank you for this community. So this we pray in your name. Amen.
Amen.
All right, y'all. We love you, and we're so glad you're here. And we will maybe post this. I think we're definitely going to download it, and then we can
think about it.
Edit it, because it sounds like an hour and a half.
It's a long time.
Okay, she says post it. Listen, you post it, people can just fast forward through it. I don't know why you're worried about the link.
It's so long.
So the people just go, and it's a live thing. It's
when
live.
I see it live, and every time I see live, I don't know about you guys, and then I see how long it is, I'm like, oh no. And that's why maybe I'm just thinking about me.
Okay.
You know what I mean, guys?
Medase pa.
Medase
pa. All right, y'all. God bless you. We're going to sign out here. We will see you Monday. We got a really cool vlog coming your way that involves this boy and some pumpkins. And he was just on fire.
Or first time he's eating one of them. So just check it out.
Yeah, we got two in the hopper. Two in the hopper. All right, y'all. God bless you all so much. We love you.
Oh, someone said I just got here. Oh, Monique.
See, that's why you want to post it.
No, we won't, but I'm just saying it's so long, Monique.
You can fast forward, Monique. Just find the topics that really work and then throw the rest away. And leave a comment because it helps us. We really want to hear what feedback worked for you.
But follow us, follow him.
Let's Talk Dating One. I'm going to put it back in the chat. This is us on Instagram, the new one for dating. Of course, you want to follow Christian Anastasia one on Instagram. But then now you also want to follow Let's Talk Dating One. That's where we'll put a lot of the relationship dating stuff. Just so you can get that content if that's what you're seeking. If you're not, we don't want to bore you with that on our other channels. But
we love you all.
Art McDonald says, post please, very interesting. We had one person say edit it. And then we hadn't said no one say, please do not post this. This was garbage. And
somebody said please edit because they know it's long.
We have a truthful audience. They would tell us if we should not do it.
Okay, we're going to give you guys 40 seconds.
All right. So
yes, no, edit.
So yes for posting, or no for posting, or put edit. Put yes, no, or edit. Okay, Lisa says post. We got one vote for post. We got Brown Chicken says post. Lena says post. Mercy says yes, that's a post. Jerica says Jessica. Edit. Okay, got an edit. Yes, Ruth. Pat says post. Monique says post. Lisa says post. Bobby says post. Do not edit says Art. Delbert says edit. Brooke says post. Blessed says yes, post. All Things Chili says post. Irene says post. All right. That's like 12-2 right now. Post 13-2. No one says no. There's been no no's, so that's good. Another post.
You guys, okay.
All right, y'all. Post. Mercy says post. Okay. All right. So, all right. Cool.
We will see you guys on
Tennille,
Friday.
Archie. All right. We'll see you guys next Friday again, but we'll be
Right
on
here.
Instagram.
Oh,
we'll be on Instagram.
Oh,
right?
Sorry. Yes.
Yeah, I'll be on Instagram.
So
Can we do Instagram Live?
Yes.
She knows Instagram much better than me.
Yes, we could do Instagram Live. So we're not doing the Instagram on well, we will not be talking about this on the Christian and Anastasia one. We'll be talking about this Let's Start Dating.
Let's talk
Let's
dating.
Talk Dating.
Let's talk dating one. And we'll blast it out and hook it up on the other feeds.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, guys.
All right, y'all. God bless you. Keep on giving the feedbacks. It helps us to know if this was helpful to you. We love you so much.
If we don't post it here, we will edit and post it on Let's Start Talk Dating.
God bless you.
We love you guys.
With you. God lead you.
Look at Kwame.
And then we love you, baby boy. We love you, baby boy. Yay! Yay! We love you, baby boy. Yay!
What is the Instagram channel? You have to put it again.
Okay, here's the Instagram channel. IG. It is Let's Talk Dating 1. So Let's Talk Dating 1.
And then Christian and Anastasia 1. So
and then our personally, if you don't want the dating stuff, you just want more content like about what's going on with the family and stuff, it's Christian and Anastasia 1. Shout out to 50 Shades of Grey. That's not what we did it, but for all those who know 50 Shades, we're the real Christian and Anastasia. Come on.
We sure.
Because we say that because we're real. They were fictitious. We're real.
We love you guys. This was a long one.
But we love hanging out.
But next time, Kwame probably will join us. We went to the
great questions and honesty and vulnerability. For all of you who opened up, thank you to share from your heart and to trust us with that. Thank you so much. So we know it's not easy to do, especially in a public forum. So I honor you. And I thank you. It really allows community to go below the surface for us to be there for each other and pray for one another and love on one another. All of you who are loving on our friend who opened up about what's going on in our marriage. So, all right, Julie City, that we'll be posting this so you can watch it. And then follow us over on Instagram, Let's Talk Dating 1 and Christian and Anastasia 1. All right, I got to go write a sermon. Love you. Bye.
Bye.